Joey672 coming to you guys with a video right now. So I want to talk about the Alshon Jeffery situation. So there was news surfacing this morning that there was an unknown offensive player during the year. Okay, if you go back, a while ago, Brandon Brooks, was talking about who's been talking about Carson Wentz. He didn't really say who, of course. He knows who did it. He didn't say anybody's name. He wanted those people to come forward instead of other people saying who that player is. And Brandon Brooks has a good idea of who it is. We kind of guessed Nelson Agholor, Alshon Jeffery, the burner accounts, talking to ESPN behind Carson Wentz's back. I think it was Tony Pauline or whoever the hell it was of ESPN. So it could have been Nelson Agholor, Alshon, either or. It could have been both. I mean, you never really know. We don't have to really worry about Nelson Agholor, thank God. But the more news that comes out about this it's crazy. So what happened was, during the year, an offensive player questioned Alshon Jeffery or got into his face about his work ethic or just about his attitude or about the way he's been opening and running his mouth, if that was the case. They both got into each other's face. Somebody had to separate both of them, and that's pretty much what happened. End of story. So this news surfaced this morning, okay, and this isn't good, okay? This has to get cleaned up. I don't care how, like I said, I don't care how much it takes to trade Alshon Jeffery. If you trade Alshon Jeffery, you're paying $16 million in dead cap space. If you keep him, or if you release him, you're paying $26 million in dead cap space, okay? He's a $15 million cap hit this year, and you're paying him a little bit over $9 million, okay? So he has to go regardless. We can't have that here. We just can't. We have a big offseason ahead of us. Free agency hasn't even started yet. Alshon Jeffery gets moved. We need to get 2 new receivers in the building. Like, by free agency and the draft, we should be set. This guy, appreciate everything he's done. Respect him. But this, he cannot do. Whether his agent says he's telling the truth, or Alshon doesn't want to get traded, or he needs a change of scenery, or whatever it is, because there's too much, oh, well, he said this, and then his agent says, no, he didn't say this, and then it's back and forth. But why are these stories surfacing? Could be lies, could be not. But Brandon Brooks kind of gave it away early in the year and talked about, he wants that person to step forward and say what he's been saying. And that person has not. We were guessing Nelson Agholor. We were guessing Alshon Jeffery. We were guessing maybe a little bit of both. But, coming to Alshon Jeffery now, it's not. We can't tolerate this. We can't have, we can't have no cancers in the locker room. Someone that has, he could be, Alshon Jeffery could, Doug Peterson was like, well, they both, they don't have any problems. They might not have any problems, okay? But when it comes to football, on the field type stuff, maybe Alshon didn't feel like he'd get targeted enough. Because the chemistry between Alshon and Wentz didn't really happen this year at all, period. Barely even throwing his way. He did better with these guys off the street like Robert Davis and Greg Ward and all these guys, you know what I mean? J.J. Arcega-Whiteside, you know what I mean? So there probably wasn't anything that was bad that happened, but they knew that they weren't really connected with each other as much anymore, or they weren't close as much anymore. So people could have seen, players on the team could have seen something differently out of this whole thing, okay? But this cannot happen. Okay, this can't happen. He needs to be traded. I don't care how much dead cap it is. I don't care if we just flat out release him. I know the Eagles are trying to release him, or trying to trade him, but this guy is not going to be easy to trade. Number one, the drama of what's going on. Number two, his cap hit and how much he's getting paid. Number three, he's injured, and who is going to take him? I was reading he'll be back by week 1. Then I was reading he'll be back the week of week 1. Then I was reading he's going to miss the offseason, and he might not even be able to come back till at least week 2 of the season. And it's going to be harder to trade him because this draft is full of receivers. Unless there's a team that has no grasp at a top receiver and they just need to go get somebody in the building, then it's a different story. I don't see many teams trying to trade for him. I don't. With this receiver class and how deep it is, I don't really see it. But there's going to be a stupid team, an idiotic team that's going to trade for him if that happens. And whatever team that is going to get laughed at, because I don't know. I would never take this trade. I would never take this player for what's going on with him and how much money he's getting paid while being injured and being a $15 million cap hit and all in one together. I don't know. So this is he just needs to go. He needs to go. We need to get rid of him. I don't give a crap how he could spread out the dead cap space throughout the couple years, and so we're not getting hit too much. It's not going to kill us. This happens every year to a team. People, a player gets paid, a player don't produce, a player gets injured, a player gets a fully guaranteed contract, a player, unfortunately, the team has to pay the price for it. But this happens all the time. This isn't something that rarely happens. This happens every damn year to a certain player on a certain team. This is what happens. So, other than that, that's really all I got to say. I'm just waiting for the news report to say Alshon Jeffery traded from Eagles. I don't care. I'm not worried about getting a pick for Alshon Jeffery. I don't give a fuck I don't care if we trade him for nothing. I don't even care whatever it is. We're not getting cap space. We're not saving money we're releasing him or trading him, period. It lessens the dead cap hit. That's all. It goes from 26 to 16 if you trade him. If you release him, it's 26. That's how it is. So, this isn't good. This has to be dealt with. So, can't wait until I read that article one day that he's gone. Appreciate everything he's done, helping us win a Super Bowl, working hard. You did what you had to do. You want to win a Super Bowl. You want to try to make Carson Wentz an MVP. You do what you had to do your first year you're here. You tried the second year, but their time is up, pal. And whatever's going on, and some of these players like Brandon Brooks know who did it, but they want those people to come forward with this information. But that's pathetic if some of these guys, and if it's him, shame on him for not coming forward with this information and being truthful to your organization. For a team that's putting millions of dollars into you as a player, the respect that he probably doesn't have towards his franchise. That's all I got to say, guys. I will see you guys later. Shake Squad up. Fly, fly. I can see your breath.